Maryland, General Assembly wrapped up their 90-day session this week. Over 500 bills headed to Governor Wes Moore's desk for his signature. Many lawmakers say it was a productive session. In the last few days leading up to the end, lawmakers came together and passed the Judge Andrew F. Wilkinson Judicial Security Act. The bill allows a judge to request that their personal information not be posted online or taken down. It comes after Washington County Judge Andrew Wilkinson was murdered at his home last year. And joining Capitol Review today is Maryland State Senator Malcolm Augustine. He represents Prince George's County. Senator Augustine, welcome to Capitol Review.
Thank you very much. I'm very pleased to be here.
We're glad to have you. What's your overall reaction to this year's session?
Well, I'm overall very proud of the session that we just have finished. We took care of our primary responsibility, which is to pass a balanced budget. That balanced budget is one that makes sure to stay true to all of our priorities. And so that is the biggest and most important element that I feel that we've successfully completed.
All right, Senator, what legislation were you excited about that passed? You sponsored a bill that would require institutions to adapt an admission policy and accept Maryland high school students from a public or private school who were in the top 10% tier of their class. Well, it came after the decision from the U.S. Supreme Court ruling on affirmative action last summer. Your thoughts on that?
We weren't able to pass that piece of legislation. But what we did do is we did have a robust conversation about the impact of that Supreme Court decision. And we will start to see what that will look like with this upcoming class at our various schools. Now, what we did do, though, is put into our budget language that will ensure that we have information coming out of this cycle, coming from our schools, that will make it such that we're able to assess whether or not we need to bring back that legislation, depending on how we're doing in maintaining the diversity of our schools.
Passed in the legislature that didn't make it through.
I'm sorry, could you repeat?
What other bills that you wished would have passed in the legislature that didn't make it through? Are any that come to mind?
Sure. I also sponsored a piece of legislation that pertains to well visits for behavioral health. We are consistently aware that we are in a behavioral health crisis. And as a state, we have done a number of different initiatives to try to address that crisis. Well, one of the pieces of legislation that I've seen that has been implemented in a series of other states is to allow for a well visit that deals with your mental health and your mental wellness in the same way that we do for physical health and your annual physical. Now, this is the second year that I have presented this piece of legislation. It did not make it this year, which I am disappointed by that, but we will bring it back and we'll continue to address people's mental health, because I find that if we can help people with their mental wellness, it really will address some of the downstream concerns and issues that we end up trying to work on every year. Let's try to help people early so they're able to live their full and best lives. That's why I'm so passionate about that piece of legislation, and I feel that it can really help us down the road.
And Senator, with another session behind us, what's your message to the people of Prince George's County?
The message to the people of Prince George's County is that we, as their representatives, have done our level best to bring home hundreds of millions of dollars of investments from the state into our schools, into our health care system, that I think will really have a strong impact on our day-to-day lives. And we've passed legislation that will help us to live safely and also to just be able to live a quality of life that we all would like to have.
And Senator, last question with the Key Bridge in Baltimore. I know this is going to be a federal responsibility, but as a state lawmaker, are you and your other members going to just monitor the situation, or is there more you can do?
We've done more than that. We, in fact, passed legislation, emergency legislation, that empowers our governor to provide funding to some of the Marylanders who work at the port, for example, to ensure that they are able to get some pay while the port is closed. We are also we're making sure that to monitor that situation, and at any time that the governor needs some additional help, we do have mechanisms to be able to help the governor, but we really are staying focused on making sure to be of assistance in helping the people who are impacted financially by this tragedy.
Senator Malcolm Augustine, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.